Mohamed Salah's explosive interview after Liverpool's 3-3 draw with Leeds United sent shockwaves through Anfield. "I could not believe I was sitting on the bench for 90 minutes, the Egyptian said. "That's the third time. It's the first time in my career, I think. I am very disappointed. I've done so much for this club over years, especially last season. It seems like the club has thrown me under the bus." Those words hung heavy in the air, a damning indictment from a player who helped deliver Liverpool's second ever Premier League title just months ago. But Salah's grievances aren't isolated. As Liverpool's title defence crumbles and results spiral, questions are mounting about Arne Slot's treatment of several key players. Let's examine 7 Liverpool players who have legitimate cases for being treated unfairly by the Dutch manager. When Liverpool signed Federico Chiesa from Juventus, it felt like a statement of intent. Yet, under Slot, the Italian winger has been reduced to a forgotten figure, accumulating a mere 143 minutes of Premier League action across the entire season. What makes Chiesa's situation particularly frustrating is that when he does play, he delivers. Against Sunderland, his last-ditch goal line clearance was the kind of desperate moment that defines commitment. Slot's post-match comments were telling. "Yeah, I think that's what you want a team or a player to do in a situation like that, to just give everything, even in a situation where you feel you cannot do a lot more. Just keep running," and that's what he did, and that's why he cleared the ball off the line. Yet praise without opportunity rings hollow. Chiesa wears his heart on his sleeve, showing unwavering dedication despite being overlooked week after week. Liverpool are lacking players willing to take games by the scruff of the neck, yet one who can make things happen sits on the bench watching matches pass him by. If Chiesa represents an attacking option ignored, Wataru Endo embodies a defensive solution neglected. The Japanese midfielder was a trusted lieutenant under Klopp's final campaign, providing the steel and discipline Liverpool's system demanded. Under Slot's tenure, Endo has managed just 242 minutes across all competitions since August. Liverpool's defensive record this season has been abysmal, conceding goals at an uncharacteristic rate. The Reds have conceded 10 goals from set pieces in the Premier League this season, more than any team bar Nottingham Forest. That's already more than the 9 they conceded from set plays during the entire 24-25 title-winning campaign. With no real defensive midfielder getting regular minutes, Endo's exclusion becomes baffling. He offers exactly what this side desperately needs: tactical discipline, positional awareness, and the ability to shield the back four. Yet Slot seems content to watch his defense crumble rather than turn to a proven solution sitting in his squad. Perhaps no decision better encapsulates Slot's ruthlessness than the sale of Jarell Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen. The 22-year-old academy graduate who came through Liverpool's system from age 5 was shipped out for £35 million despite showing immense potential under Klopp. Quansah's breakthrough 23-24 season saw him make 33 appearances, including a Carabao Cup final victory at Wembley. Yet Slot's first Premier League match told a different story. Against Ipswich Town, Quansah was humiliatingly substituted at half-time, with Slot publicly stating his failure to win duels was the reason. From that moment, his Liverpool career was effectively over. The young defender struggled to get meaningful minutes, while Virgil van Dijk and Konate struggled to find defensive cohesion. Liverpool's defence has been a disaster this season, yet they sold a young centre-back with potential to ease that pressure. The fact that Thomas Tuchel selected Quansah for England proves his talent isn't in question. He's since made his senior international debut and started every match of England's successful Under-21 European Championship campaign. Liverpool included a buyback clause in his Leverkusen deal, but that feels like cold comfort for an academy product who deserved more patience. Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure to Real Madrid was always going to sting, but Slot's handling of the situation left much to be desired. After Trent announced his decision to leave, he became public enemy number 1 among Liverpool supporters. The boos rained down every time he touched the ball, creating a toxic atmosphere. Despite Liverpool having already clinched the Premier League title with games to spare, Slot continued to select Trent in most matches, keeping him squarely in the firing line. This wasn't just cruel to Trent, it was strategically foolish for Liverpool. With nothing left to play for, it was the perfect opportunity to experiment without him, to begin integrating Conor Bradley or testing alternative systems. The abuse became so severe that Jurgen Klopp had to publicly intervene and urge fans to stop booing Trent. Slot's loyalty to Trent in those final weeks might have seemed noble, but it lacked pragmatism and subjected a player who had given everything to the club to unnecessary torment. Dominik Szoboszlai's treatment represents perhaps the most complex case on this list. The Hungarian midfielder has proven his quality time and again, yet Slot has repeatedly deployed him out of position to accommodate Florian Wirtz, even when Wirtz has been dramatically underperforming. Szoboszlai's natural position is the number 10 role, where his creativity and eye for goal can flourish. He demonstrated this with spectacular strikes against Arsenal and Newcastle, earning Man of the Match awards. Yet Slot has shunned him out to the right wing, or even more bizarrely to right back. Former Liverpool defender Marcus Babbel didn't mince words, urging Slot to stop the experiment and suggesting, sit Wirtz on the bench if Szoboszlai is better. If Wirtz is better, then Szoboszlai has to go on the bench, but don't put him in that position, and I think he's not happy to play that position. Szoboszlai has played 4 league games at right back this season, disrupting the midfield balance while shielding an underperforming Wirtz who cost Liverpool over £100 million. Meanwhile, Wirtz himself remains without a Premier League goal or assist. Andy Robertson's fall from grace has been swift and unforgiving. One of the Premier League's finest left-backs over the past decade, Robertson finds himself watching from the sidelines as Milos Kerkez struggles to justify his price tag. Robertson has started just 20% of Liverpool's Premier League matches this season. For a player of his experience, leadership qualities and proven ability, that is unacceptable. What's particularly frustrating is Kerkez's performances haven't warranted such unwavering faith. The young Hungarian hasn't been good enough to keep a player of Robertson's caliber on the bench indefinitely. Robertson has looked sharp in his limited opportunities. His performance off the bench at Burnley brought immediate improvement, providing 5 chances created and 3 accurate crosses in less than an hour. The 31-year-old Scot isn't past his peak. He's being marginalized by a manager determined to persevere with a struggling youngster. Harvey Elliott's story might be the saddest of all. The boyhood Liverpool fan joined the club in 2019 with dreams of becoming an Anfield hero. He won 2 Premier League titles and lifted multiple trophies. Then came the loan to Aston Villa that's turned into a nightmare. Elliott departed on deadline day in a loan deal with an obligation to buy for £35 million once he reached 10 appearances. Instead, Unai Emery has frozen him out completely. Elliott has made just 5 appearances, totaling 167 minutes for Villa, with his last outing coming in early October. The obligation to buy clause now looks like it won't be triggered, leaving Elliott in professional limbo. What makes his situation unfair is Slot's apparent indifference. When asked about Elliott's struggles, Slot admitted, "No, I haven't had contact with him a lot. I think only once or twice." For a player still contracted to Liverpool, this lack of communication is troubling. Elliott can't move to another club in January, having already appeared for 2 teams this season, meaning he might spend months without competitive football. Reports suggest Liverpool are fuming with Villa over the situation, but Slot's detachment suggests that he views this as Villa's problem, not his. These cases paint a concerning picture of Slot's man management approach. Liverpool's current crisis, sitting outside the Champions League places after 6 losses in 15 games, makes these decisions look even worse in hindsight. Players with the experience and quality to steady the ship have been cast aside, while expensive new arrivals struggle to justify their price tags. As pressure mounts and results continue to disappoint, these 7 players stand as evidence that sometimes the manager's decisions, not the player's abilities, are what truly need questioning. Do you think that Slot will turn things around? Let us know in the comments. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any new videos. We'll see you next time. Bye.